I want to win every show I do, 100%. I'm not afraid to put that out there. That's my goal.
Straight away, midsection is a lot sharper. Love that.
Hello there, people of YouTube, and welcome to another video. So it's been an interesting last couple of days since I last filmed. I got ill on prep and a great time at 3 weeks out. So yeah, started off, woke up one morning, very blocked nose, and I was like, this is fantastic. And yeah, just felt completely out of it, and just got a bit of a fever on that day, so I took a rest day. I was actually supposed to have a high day as well on that day, in addition to the previous high day I did, but obviously not ideal going on a high day while still, so we just dropped the carbs. And then the day after, I started to have some stomach issues, which also isn't ideal as well. So now we're on the day after that. I'm definitely feeling better. Still not like 100% back to normal. I feel like I'm still having some midsection stomach issues in comparison to where I was before, but yeah, definitely well enough to train. And as you can see, we're here at Be Modified again, and we're gonna do some a push session, as well as some in-person posing with AJ. He'll have a look at where I'm at, and I suppose we'll make a decision of what the plan is from here. So yeah, should be a good one. Should be a good one as always. We'll see what my midsection's looking like after after the little illness. But yeah, looking forward to it. And also, forgot to say, we're gonna get some physio work. So you'll be able to see like everything I've been doing to kind of nurse this little shoulder issue I've been having, because I've been doing this physio pretty much every week. So we're in with Toby, so that'll be good as well. But yeah, sit back, relax, and let's get into the video. Right then, so with every push session, we are going to be doing abs. In a previous video, I actually said I was doing abs every single day. It got to the point where I kind of feel like I was overtraining them a bit, to the point where when I was going through my posing, I started to kind of lose sensation in my abs. So I had a chat with AJ, and we decided to dial it back a little bit. So we're doing it 3 or 4 days a week now, rather than the 7 I was doing previously. And now I feel like when I'm actually doing my training, I'm getting a little bit better connection with my abs. And when I'm posing as well, they're starting to pop more. Okay. We're going to start the actual push portion of the workout with the Nautilus pec deck, and honestly, for some reason, this pec deck here feels so much better than the Ultraflex one. I don't know why. It's probably taken care of a lot better, because yeah, a lot of the kit here, it just feels so much smoother and nicer, which is why I actually like coming here. It's a bit of a trek to get here, but it's a nice like break from the norm of just going to the same gym day in, day out. And for me, like, my sessions here are always really good. I get a good pump. Obviously, it's good to see AJ as well. So yeah, I'll probably come here more frequently, even after prep as well, because I actually really enjoy training here. Ooh. So some of you may be thinking, why is this woke guy carrying these D handles when he doesn't need it on a pec deck? And you're right, I don't need it. But for me, what I feel like is just the the pressure of like grabbing something and the force, it just helps me mentally get a better connection with my chest. For me, when my arms are like, or my hands are free, for me, I don't know, some of the tension just goes to another place and I just don't feel it in my chest as much. So I just like the mental feeling of grabbing something when I'm doing a pec deck or a fly or something. So for me, like, yes, it's not scientific and yes, it's not proven that it is gonna provide a better connection, but if something works for you, if you feel something better, then just do it, because you've got to do what works for you at the end of the day rather than what everyone else is doing. Come on. Breathe, yes, yes. Come on. For my intra at the minute, what I'm currently having is EAAs. So essential amino acids, basically have a protein serving whilst you're training. Because what I feel like is if you're spending ages training, posing, all that, you're essentially going to maybe be going 4 or 5 hours without having a protein serving. So that helps basically fill that gap and obviously digest well as well. And then I have some intra carbs as well. So obviously for me, I prioritize my carbs around the training window, pre, intra, post. And I feel like it's good for recovery and also really good for pumps as well. So at the minute, that's what I'm currently having for my intra. My EAAs are the Conte Sports essential amino acids. So I use KES 10 for 10% off. But yeah, definitely would recommend at least having EAAs in your intra. If you're on super low carbs, then maybe you don't need the carbs, but definitely have some EAAs. Yes. Now onto the Nautilus flat press, and first I had the D handles and now I've got the little platform. So you may be asking, why am I doing all this woke nonsense? The reason why we've got these platforms is actually my physio recommended me to. So what we found is one of the big reasons why I'm having these shoulder issues and my chest is maybe a little bit of a weak point is my rib cage is a little bit uneven. So on the right side, it's actually super compressed. And what we find is when I have my heels elevated, it helps keep my rib cage a little bit more expanded on this side when I'm pressing. And for me, I get a lot better connection with my chest that way. So there's these little nuances, like when you're having certain issues with a certain body part that might be due to, I don't know, a structural imbalance in your physique, then these little nuances can make all the difference. When you're starting, I wouldn't worry too much about this, but when you get to more of an advanced level and then these little imbalances make a lot more of a difference, then you need to really kind of think about all the advantages you can make with your training to really optimize it. So if you feel like there's a body part where you're really struggling to grow and you're like, well, why is this the case? I'd probably recommend seeing someone well-versed and well-educated on the body and the anatomy and knowing how it works. And then they can recommend these little adjustments for the training. And for me, it's making a difference so far. Yes. Woo. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Peace. Ooh. Ooh. Right, so next we've got some triceps, and what I actually do for my push sessions is, obviously I do a little bit of chest to start off with, and after my first press, I just take a little bit of a break from doing chest, and then I go to some triceps and delts. And for me, just giving that chest a little bit of a break, I feel like improves the quality of the work in that later that later chest press. Rather than frying my chest and then going into it fried again. So I feel like this works for me, and then especially at the end when I do pause, my chest is a lot more pumped, which obviously makes me look better as well. So once again, this is just something very specific for me, and yeah, you don't have to copy it, you can try it and see if it works for you. Come on. One of the things I was just speaking about was the topic of, I suppose, what they're usually looking for in men's physique and size, really, because what I see is often people new to the sport, they'll get into it, they'll see people online and they'll be like, this guy's bigger than me, therefore like I've got no chance, and they'll get dejected. But honestly, this is speaking from experience as a guy who's not the biggest, who's won a few men's physique shows. Every single show I've won, there've been guys in that class that have been bigger than me. And if you have elements like structure, shape, muscle bellies, condition, posing, if you can present your physique well, trust me, especially within men's physique, you can beat out bigger guys. It's not a size game within men's physique. Yes, it matters. Fullness matters for sure within men's physique, but it's not the only criteria. So often what I do is I completely like block out the noise and block out what other people look like on social media, because I know there's guys that are bigger than me. And even backstage, if I look at them and I'm like, damn, this guy's like way bigger than me, I can let that get me down, let it get me dejected, and then pause half-hearted on stage thinking I'm gonna lose, but I never let that happen. So for me, I just focus on myself, what my strengths are, and just showcasing that on stage. And if you have those elements like structure, shape, and posing, like trust me, use that to your advantage, because you can beat out these bigger guys. Okay. So the next exercise we've got is the lying cuff laterals. Literally my favorite side delt exercise. A lot of like boomers or old school guys will just say, yeah, just do dumbbell laterals and they'll be fine. And they'll call this like woke nonsense. Honestly, as someone who's probably would have my delts as my strongest body part, this is probably one of the things that's contributed towards that. For me, the connection that I get with this movement is genuinely like nothing else. For me, just having that constant tension with the cables, and also having the element where the tension's on your wrist rather than grabbing too hard the handles, for me just takes the forearms out of the movement and just turns it into a pure side delt movement. So for me, if you haven't tried this and you're struggling with your side delts and have it as a weakness, just give this a go, because honestly, most people who try this absolutely love it. Right. It's getting to that point now where it's acceptable now to take the pump cover off. For me, it's normally after I train a bit of side delts and I get like a decent side delt pump, then we're ready. For me, I don't get the people that can train like from with a tank, like from the get-go. I just feel like perpetually small if I was to do that. But I feel somewhat pumped enough now to do it. So let's go. Yep. Yes. Ooh. Back to a little bit of chest now, and we are on some incline cable flies. I've really struggled with my incline pressing throughout this prep. That's been the thing that's aggravated my shoulder issue more than anything. So it's just been a case of like really tweaking and refining and figuring out what I can do. And for me, I feel like this is the one because it just really allows me to manipulate the angle of the bench, the angle of the handles, and where everything's sitting so I can get it perfect for me. What I feel like is with machines, it's kind of very fixed, and that's what really aggravates my shoulder a lot more. So for me, I've just had to be really adaptable with this, and luckily I found something that somewhat works for me and I've been able to get a good pump with. So yeah, as I said, if you do have these issues, these little niggles, these injuries, it's just a case of not avoiding things, but it's figuring out what works best for you and just working around it. Come on. Fuck. Woo. The last exercise in the session, we've got the overhead tricep extension, and yeah, not much to say about that really. But one thing I wanted to speak about is like kind of my expectations going into this season and kind of managing that. Because for me, I am a super competitive person. I want to win every show I do, 100%. I'm not afraid to put that out there. That's my goal. But it's also having that understanding of the sport, and there's different people in the sport, and on any given day, some guy can just show up out of nowhere and beat you. And it's just having that acceptance and understanding, because in the past, I used to be like, if I didn't win a show, like that's it, that's the end of the world, I'm a complete failure. And it's a dangerous mindset to go into a show like that, because you're just setting yourself up for disappointment, and you're gonna let things out of your control potentially like devalue you as an athlete and even as a person. And for me, ultimately, like at the end of the day, regardless of the result, I'm still like, I've built something successful with a posing coaching business. I'd like to think I'm a decent athlete as well. So yeah, so it's just having that like acceptance and understanding of this is the sport. Like you can be beaten, and as long as you're happy with the look that you presented, like it's not the end of the world. But obviously I still want to win. Yes. Well, right then, that is the session wrapped up. So overall, pretty solid session. I actually felt really locked in for that one, which is good. Decent pump, decent, not bursting full like I normally would be at this point. But that's to be expected. Obviously, I've had the issues with the illness and my food hasn't been quite as high as I normally do with a high day. So yeah, I suppose that's the session done. And now we're about to get into some posing with AJ. So let's get into it.
Okay, it's a lot crisper than last week, mate. It is flatter,
Yeah.
but straight away, midsection is a lot sharper. Yeah, you can see the back's a bit flatter for sure. Yeah, a bit less through the chest. That's dry, mate. That's nice. Very crisp. Bit of hot stuff, bit of glaze on that. That's mega. Sick. Love that. Nice. As long as we can also hopefully like transition that bit into off season as well.
Literally, like, it's still there, but it's like, even today, like, I had a really good session, relatively, like, pain-free, so it's pretty minimal now. Yeah. So it's getting there now, for sure. Obviously, it's still, yeah, just a little bit towards the end in the incline presses, I was feeling it, but overall, not too bad. Dodgy in ultra flex, I feel.
You'd be aware of the needle. Like that's for sure.
No, I can feel it. End of it. Yeah. No, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good. Thank you. Spot on. So that was the physio work with Toby done, and yeah, Toby's been absolutely immense during this prep in the process of me dealing with this little niggle with my shoulder. Honestly, I wouldn't have been able to get throughout this prep without him. And as a whole, physio rehab work, this is something that's just so overlooked by most athletes. Like, if you want to be the best athlete you can possibly be, all the top athletes are doing this sort of thing, where they're working on like these little niggles or little areas of tightness and working on areas in which they can improve, not only with the posing, obviously it helps massively with presenting your physique, but also with your training as well. If you're locked up and you're tight and your body can't move the way it needs to, like, ultimately you're not going to be able to train as effectively as you can, and you're not going to be able to target the intended muscles. So for me, this is obviously, it was something I was doing in my off season, but I'm going to take it even more seriously now going into the next off season, because I know how important it is and the value of it, and how much of an impact it can make for your whole process as an athlete. So it's been genuinely one of the biggest game changers during this prep working with Toby. So what I'll do is I'll put his socials in the description, just so you can book in with him if you want. But yeah, that's the whole session wrapped up. Really successful. Training, posing, physio stuff, and yeah, we're just under 3 weeks out from the first one now, so very exciting. And yeah, it's getting more real by the day. So yeah, as I said, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you watched it to the end, remember to like, comment and subscribe, and I shall catch you in the next one.